Okay, so as you may have seen in yesterday's video, the lovely Paul came out and did a job that I really wanted doing here on Sir Richard and Lady Morris, Dick-a-Dum-Dum. Now, if you recall, when I bought this car from the lovely Joseph of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting YouTube channel, it was fitted with an aftermarket Sony stereo, and the original fitment, the Becker Traffic Pro, was in a box in the boot. Now, the Sony was an excellent stereo and still is. The Sony is now in Stigbert, my MG ZT190, but I didn't want it in this car for two reasons. One, it had a blue display, and although because it's daytime I can't really show you, the interior display illumination in this car is kind of ambery red, kind of orange a bit, you know, the standard Rover interior illumination thing. It's like a glowing fire on a cold autumn's evening, something like that. But also, this is, I mean, it's a really excitingly good unit. Now, in the day, this Becker unit was literally as good as it gets. It was the unit fitted to top level cars, Porsche, Lamborghini, Ferrari, and it was a very expensive factory cost option on the Rover 45 and some Land Rovers actually, but that's beside the point. And we can tell that this was original fitment to this car by looking here. Now, over here you've got cruise control, and here you would normally have, as any of you who own a Rover will know, you normally have steering wheel controls. On this car they were deleted because they weren't an option with the Becker unit. Rover weren't important enough for Becker to bother their arses in providing a steering wheel compatibility doodah. It's also the only stereo I've ever known to come with not one, but two instruction booklets, which are kind of the size of the Encyclopedia Britannica. Two of them. You could spend a lifetime learning how to use this thing. But yeah, so also when I bought this car from Joseph, the aerial was broken, and not the normal broken aerial where the actual aerial mast antenna bit snaps off, usually leaving a bit of thread in the aerial base. No, the base itself snapped and needed replacing, and that's what happened yesterday. The lovely Paul put a whole new aerial system on, and I say new, it's not actually new. Paul has got a horror of cheap, forgive me, but Chinese tat off eBay and various other online marketplaces. And aerials are not that easy to get hold of now because they're kind of outdated. So he put on a second-hand one from his own stock that is actually a Rover unit from a different car, and he knows is of really good quality, and very kindly he didn't charge me for it. He only charged me for the actual fitting. And the other job that needed doing at the other end, down behind the stereo, unfortunately the bit that plugs into the stereo, that had broken as well. So Paul also sorted that. He ended up soldering a completely new fitment onto it, and then it was all refitted, and it is now fully up and working and running. So let's have a look at it. And here it is in all of its glory. I did a kind of aesthetic restoration on this. When you leave these, the rubber goes all horrible and manky, so I took all of the rubber buttons off and left them in soak in hot soapy water for 24 hours, cleaned them all up, and now it looks like new. Oh, Radio 1, God, he's left it tuned into Radio 1. Can't be doing with that. bit of Radio 4.
Freight forwarders, which work with import and export businesses, say they expect shipping costs to rise this week because of the worsening security situation
And there we are.
in the Red Sea.
Oh, it's also a CD player. And it has, or it would have if it had the extra radio fitted, which it doesn't, a rudimentary navigation system. Really old school. You put the old nav CD in there, and then it's got like a text-based navigation. Now obviously we're not going to use that. It's got some fabulous features which I can't remember how to use at the moment, but it's working. That's the main thing. It is working,
Some of its ships are
and
already
I'm
being
delighted.
rerouted around the Cape of Good Hope, a journey that will add
Love this.
to be passed on to consumers.
State media in Iran says a spy for Israel's Mossad intelligence service has been executed. The individual, who's not been named,
Oh dear.
was reportedly convicted of communicating with Mossad and other foreign intelligence organizations and passing on classified information. Iran is believed to have executed more than 600 people this year, more than any other country apart from China.
Blimey, they've been busy, haven't they? I'm still able to play music that is plumbed through my portable electric telephone by simply adding, I haven't got it with me, but you know what I'm going to say, my Jabra Cruiser will fit up there. And I'm just really, really delighted to have the original setup fully in and working. And over the space of the next 3 years, I will figure out the various doings on this stereo and get it all plumbed into my particular preferences. Excellent. It's actually quite a nice day, isn't it? I was up a little bit late today because it was a late night last night. I didn't get home until well gone midnight, so everything was a little bit later, including going to bed and including getting up. Look at that. It's not that cold today either, which is nice. Another little job that would be nice to get done on this would be to get a working clock. Now, I'm sure I've read in various online forums and whatnot that there is a clock available on one of the Chinese websites, AliExpress or whatever, from a later MG that will actually fit rovers. It's the right size and it's just plug and play. So if anybody knows about that or has a link to one, I would be very grateful. It's a gorgeous day and I can't resist going for just a little spin round the block. Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Gosh. And I really want to do a road trip in this car again. I think, yeah, in the new year, the birthday, 1000th video, whatever, shenanigans, I think it should be in this car. Especially now I've got my fully operative gramophone. I owe, so off to work I go. Okay, so back on the subject of the gramophone in Dick-a-Dum-Dum, the Becker Traffic Pro, I was just doing a bit of online furdling, and what did I happen to find out? Oh, and I mean, how annoying is this? I should have done my research before even talking about swapping the stereo and all of that shenanigans. I've discovered you can buy a module that plugs into the back of the stereo, into the connector for the a CD stack CD thing, which obviously I haven't got, and turns it into a Bluetooth thing. It's got a Bluetooth thing on it, and then you can just connect, and you just click on auxiliary, and that's it. It turns it into a Bluetooth stereo. And I've had a quick look on eBay, and they're only a tenner, or even less than that. So, well, I mean, that could just be the perfect solution, and I'm a silly sausage for not finding out about that sooner. God, look at that sunset. That is nothing short of amazing. God, that's beautiful. Early finish for all of us tonight. Bit of a weird night. The restaurant was fully booked, busy, but everybody kind of pissed off early. Like last night, it just kept going, but tonight everybody just disappeared. Somebody's upstairs in the flat. I wonder who it is. Hopefully not a new tenant. Hopefully it's somebody there on behalf of the landlord doing a bit of work. Right. Home. Glass of wine, supper, chill. Okay, my lovelies, nearly home, and that's it for this daily diary. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, or a safe and peaceful night, depending on when you watch this. Please feel free to delete as appropriate. I can't wait to get inside and have a chilled couple of hours before bed, and I can't wait to catch up with you next time. Okay. Much love from me, my lovelies, and a very good